Welcome to the Insider Show, brought to you by College Baseball Central, bringing you 90 feet closer to the greatest show on dirt. Now, here are your hosts.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into another edition of the Insider Show, and we've got some breaking news here. Don't know where the tweet went, probably because my ADD already clicked off of it. Chuck Norris, this show is for you, man. Like Q said, never thought this guy was going to die, but unfortunately, he has passed away. Crazy.
Guy's a living legend.
Didn't even get to live out March Madness. That's
I know.
It's terrible.
There's no Ranger in the state of Texas that will ever be the Chuck Norris.
The Chuck Norris.
You know what this felt like? I texted you and I said, vibes are high. I love my baseball card. It's probably going to go on 5 because that's just how it works. This is, listen, we got our ace on the mound. Everything's going to go right. And then you throw a fastball down the middle and it just hit it for about 437 to start the game. But we're going to bounce back. Listen, we got 9 innings. Chuck Norris, rest in peace. You're a living legend.
Not to just throw you off the screen like that. RIP, but we've got baseball to talk about. A couple of series have already kicked off. Kentucky, Ole Miss last night. Ole Miss takes game 1-5-0, coming off 8 hits for the Rebels and a pretty solid performance by one Hunter Elliott, which if you picked up the Diamond Report, you know that we had him as the pitcher of the year. And then LSU, Q, we did it. I said yesterday on Jeff's show, I said it's a 4-unit play. I'm doing it. I trust them. It was a great spot. They bounced back. I'm 2-0 headed into the weekend, up 5 units. Thank God. So let's keep this rolling into today. And outside of Kentucky, Oklahoma, we'll get into later, only on the game 2s of these two. Are you interested in either one of these?
Well, you know, I'd be more interested in watching Cruz's tournament this weekend because that's what I felt like we watched last night between Oklahoma and LSU. Man, you know, our site likes Oklahoma today in the pitching matchup. I want to roll LSU. You just have that gut feeling, right? And you got to win last night. That they figured it out. It's another night game. Like a night game in Baton Rouge, doesn't matter if it's on the diamond or a football field. It's a tough place to play. You get the Cajuns rowdy. They've got the Cajun juice going. I just think this is a spot where our site might be wrong and vibes outweigh the analytics. And I think LSU is probably the side to get them on again. I think they were minus 135 when I last looked.
Yeah, probably. That sounds right. Cooper Moore has been okay, not great. 261 Sierra, LJ Mercurius has kind of been the really good arm for Oklahoma. We've even saw it and talked about it with Cam Johnson last night. Sometimes struggles with walks. The defense didn't do anything to help him out. I'm kind of agreeing with you. I think as good as Mercurius has been, this LSU team may have just kind of caught lightning in a bottle. And we'll see if that goes on for 3, 4, 5 more wins or if they can run it out and become a national seed. Who knows? But I think in this spot, you do have to fade the analytics in this point and just go with the vibes of Alex Box at night.
Question for you.
Up last night.
When you look at that, right? So we're looking at Mercurius at a 166 Sierra. We obviously know we love Sierra for the reasons we've said before, to a 261. When I look at this, I look at Cooper Moore and I see the 261 and our site says that's the disadvantage. Do you look at it and you go, all right, a 261 is more realistic, more evident of a consistent pitcher than a 166? Like, how long is a 166 sustainable, I guess is my point.
I mean, you look at them, they're both at 28 innings. The ERA is similar for Mercurius with Sierra, but it's not for, well, I guess, I mean, half a run.
It's not far off.
For Cooper Moore. No, that just means that when he has good days on the mound, the defense does what they're supposed to do behind him. That's why his ERA is low. But as far as the Sierra, his K rate's decent. His walk rate's really low, which is what's helping Cooper Moore because, again, Sierra is only things that the pitcher can control. Has nothing to do with the defense backing him up. So it's a more projectable thing. I tweeted out something where a guy had asked AI Claude to rank the best stats, and it was Sierra, I think, was one, and then
It was one, yeah. XFIP.
XFIP, yeah.
Yeah.
So those two pitchers to me are just a run difference right there. And then their pitching staff top to bottom, LSU is like a half run better. And then it's 132 to 120. So both these teams are hitting better than average. You're at Alex Box, which is probably worth a run and a half at least.
So I would say so.
I think LSU probably gets this one tonight too and can sit comfortably after sweeping or winning a series against Oklahoma, then going for the sweep on Saturday. Other – go ahead.
No, I was just going to say LSU's riding a 3-game win streak. They're starting to find it.
So Kentucky, Ole Miss is the other one. Jackson Jelkin, I've got on here. Cade Townsend, I don't know. They were TBA when they released the starting pitchers. Ole Miss, again, the favorite here, but I would imagine this line shrinks if it's not Townsend. You see Townsend, Sierra, 151 versus Jelkin, 251. I kind of like Jelkin more in this spot, but Kentucky last night
looked lifeless.
Just didn't look good on offense. So, and our boy Todd Harris was in the looked like in the scouting section of the game, but with a Miller Lite, well, you never know. I'd have no part in this game at all.
I mean, Kentucky's plus 120. It's so close, even without Cade Townsend. Like Becerra, 2 bombs last night. Will Furnace, another great. Like Ole Miss's lineup could be really, really good by the end of the season. And last night they showed that. They flexed a little muscle. They're finding themselves. I think for me to play Kentucky, they would have to be like 150 or higher. I know Jackson gives you the slight advantage. We just don't know who Ole Miss is pitching. But again, they're looking like a good offense. Kentucky look lifeless. Being on the road, I need more juice than the plus 120. So it's a no bet for me.
So this next one, Georgia goes to A&M. I think
we're oppo.
We may be opposite on this, but I haven't bet Georgia yet, so I'm kind of holding off to hear your breakdown. Sight obviously likes A&M. The pitching, 2 guys that are a 3 and 3-1-4 Sierra, so not extremely dominant. In my opinion, if you're going to be a Friday night arm in the SEC, your Sierra needs to be like sub 2 if you're going to be like a guy. 3 is not terrible, but, neither of these guys are, to me, like in that Jake Marciano, Ruger Riojas, Jackson Jelkin era right there. So when you look at pitching staff, Georgia's good, but we talked about last week, are they being propped up because they played a weak non-con schedule before getting tested by Tennessee, who was about 3 feet away from taking that series? Now you go on the road. Do you trust Georgia here, or are you all Aggies?
I'm surprised you're not on the Aggies with me. We've said it, the Joey Volchko, like what are you going to get? And I think we saw a little snippet of it last Friday. Tennessee took him yard, I think, 2 times. He got hit kind of hard, and that Tennessee offense was kind of sputtering into that series. They found life. Now you're having to bounce back after you sort of had a down start last week to then face a way higher octane offense with Texas A&M, who's got some dudes in that lineup. On the road, Bluebell Park is another place where it's kind of hard to pick up victories. The loyal fans, like you start getting a ball 5 chant, the bubble's going. It's a little intimidating. The Georgia bit, until I see Volchko shut down an elite offense, in my opinion, you got to fade him, especially if you can get A&M. I think it was minus 120, 125. That's a really good number to get the Texas A&M Aggies at home. And I think this is a series where Texas A&M is going to take 2 or 3. They probably win the first 2, and they give up a Sunday just in a shootout. So I think Shane Sedal against Volchko, I think Sedal's the better pitcher. He's more proven in the SEC. And to me, I'm going to take him and the Aggies offense all day long.
Look at that. RPI SOS, 82nd to 197th, 14th to 98th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. I think you've got to make a play on the Aggies. Even though I wasn't super high on them coming into the season.
Used car salesman, baby.
Yeah. All right.
Mr. Grayson, can we get you in this luxurious vehicle here?
Just sell me down the river of Bluebell Park. Get it, bring it home. A team that looked absolutely terrible last weekend, Wake Forest, got shut out back-to-back. I think for the first time, I said that on CBC Radio, Florida State, correct me if I'm wrong, if somebody wants to go look it up, because we all know finding college baseball data is impossible. I think Florida State shut out Wake Forest for the first time at the couch in back-to-back games. Had never happened.
I think I saw that.
Kyle Johnson is on the mound, not Henry Satowski. I forgot to change that, but
he's going to have no stats.
An inside source has confirmed that Kyle Johnson will pitch one inning, and then he will make way for Zatowski, I assume. Wake Forest, a short dog here at basically 7-8. So coin flip, what pitching staff shows up? Can Wake get their offense going at all, which didn't happen against Florida State? Virginia, not as good of a pitching staff as Florida State, so we'll give them some leeway.
Zakowski's looked good, though.
He has. But
yeah, Matt Augustine's look good out of the pen, but not like you said, they're not
Wes
deep.
Mendez or Trey Beard.
No, not by a long shot. Question: I'm in Virginia, but what is the line? What do you have?
It is Virginia minus 154.
Okay, so that's pretty accurately priced. So here's the thing. So we don't know what Kyle Johnson you're going to get. He hasn't pitched this year. You're getting sophomore Kyle Johnson, where he could allow Wake Forest offense to get it going in the first, and then you give him a lot of confidence and you just lose it? Or do you get freshman Kyle Johnson, who looked dominant, kind of the up-and-coming star, and then you parlay that into Henry Zakowski, who's looked really good this year, and then you just kind of crush Wake Forest. They can't get it going on a Friday night. I would lean Virginia on the optimism side until they lose, because they beat UNC, they beat Virginia Tech, which is a tough series for them every year. You got to see Wake Forest prove it on the road. That's the toughest thing, is you just lost at home, got swept at home, and then now you have to go on the road against a quality team. That I would say UVA or no bet for me.
Yeah, I'm going to stay away from it. I don't trust Wake's offense. This may be one that I just kind of turn on and watch a little bit of in between basketball. Yeah. Florida State, NC State. This is one that I couldn't believe what the number was. I got Florida State, I think minus 190. The site says minus 181, but I think NC State is kind of like the Georgia version of the ACC.
Jekyll and Hyde.
Their stats are so propped up. Like they could have one big game where they score 20 runs, but then they can go cold like they did against Boston College. I don't trust the pitching staff. I know Ryan Marone and Jacob Duden have been solid as far as stats go, but I think this Florida State team is one of the best teams, if not the best team in the ACC with respect to Georgia Tech. I trust Florida State's pitching staff more. I trust Georgia Tech's offense more. You can split hairs at that point of who is best. We'll see. But I think Florida State sweeps NC State.
I put them in a parlay. I'm with it. I agree with you. You just don't know what NC State team is going to show up. That's been the mantra of Elliott Avent. Like, they could sneak in as a 3 seed and make Omaha, or they could be a 1 seed hosting and lose. It's a weird team. They're very Jekyll and Hyde.
Very, very difficult.
If you can get a coastal line, I don't have it because of JMU being in Virginia. Great parlay piece. Luke Jones looked incredible. They're just on an absolute heater. JMU baseball is not good. I don't know what they would price coastal at. Probably somewhere in the 350 to 500 range.
540.
Oh, man, that's tough. Maybe a 3-teamer with them. I mean, they're an absolute lock. They're finally finding their groove, and it's good for them.
All right. Louisville, a team that has just kind of popped up out of nowhere. I say out of nowhere. Zion Rose came back, and the offense we knew was going to be good. Now that they look healthy, they're slowly but surely coming up. I think on the CBC radio this past weekend, I'm trying to look around for my notes. They hit for, I think, 444 as a team over the last week. Like, that's outstanding. They're finally doing what we thought we would see them do. North Carolina coming off a series sweep against Cal. That's my bad. I bet Cal on the run line. They did not show up at all.
We call that hand up accountability.
Yeah, hand up accountability. We listen and we don't judge. Louisville's offense versus DeCaro and the boys pitching staff. Which one are you trusting in this one?
So I think both offenses are going to be shut down initially with Eberle and DeCaro. It's what are you going to get after the 6th inning? And I think when you look at the bullpen of North Carolina, they can tame the Louisville offense more so than, Louisville containing North Carolina. Because we saw outside of Eberle, dude, those games, I mean, they were hitting the over by the 4th inning. And they were doubling the over in 2 of the games. So I just don't trust the back end side of Louisville. And now you're on the road. North Carolina means business. They're an Omaha team for us. You got to think past Eberle, who can win it, and it's North Carolina.
Yeah, I just found my notes. So over the last week in games, they're number 6 in OPS. They're number 1 in batting average, number 3 in weighted runs created.
Again, who did they play? You know what I mean? Like, Notre Dame's decent, but it's not a North Carolina staff.
No, but I've also seen North Carolina not look the sharpest either.
That's fair.
I don't know if DeCaro is like an awesome Friday night arm in the ACC either.
I think Boaz has probably outperformed him.
I mean, DeCaro's Sierra, I made that comment, didn't even look at the stats. He could have had a 1.5 Sierra. It's 4.06. What did I just say? I mean, Liam
think Boaz is
Friday night arm in the SEC, 1.73. Jake Marciano, a 0.98. Ruger Riojas, 0.34. Like,
yeah,
your Friday night guy should be that 2.5 or less range.
For sure.
I don't know. One that didn't make the board that it's right here I want to hit on. Clemson, Notre
interesting
Dame.
Series.
Very interesting series. If you've followed my picks, one, sorry for last weekend. But 2, Notre Dame has kind of been a team that I've followed and bet on when Jack Radle's on the bump. And you see, once again, he's got the pitching advantage. He's going a lot longer than Aiden Knock. He's walking less batters. I think Notre Dame minus 120 or whatever they are, that is absolutely a play. I don't trust the Clemson team. We saw them kind of look terrible last weekend. And I think Notre Dame's just the better team. I think Radle's going to get you a longer outing than Knock. And if Notre Dame's offense can do enough, which we've seen them do in the past, where they'll chase a pitcher early, I think Notre Dame could build a pretty decent lead. And then the back end of their bullpen has been good. They haven't had to get any nasty tweets about bullpen meltdowns. So I like the Irish to take a little lead into the 5th and then be able to hold on to it at home.
Our site's right on. I don't disagree with you. I want to see what an over-under is. I just looked. They haven't posted yet. I think that's going to be 10.5, and I could see that being under. I could see that being like a 5-3, 6-3 type game.
Yeah, me too. This is another one. Very interested to see 2 guys that are over 3 Sierra. 7.4, 7.4. If you haven't paid attention to Pitt baseball, we know Georgia Tech's offense is good. They're 176 in weighted runs created. That's 76% above average. Pitt, 148. They got a kid.
They hit the ball, man.
Carrier that can absolutely carry the ball out of the yard. So,
yeah,
I think this could be a very exciting matchup. Could go over in every game just because the offense, I still don't trust any of the pitching on Georgia Tech's team. Outside,
what do we have for weather?
The weather. Yeah, we have it. Where is it? Is it on the main?
I've seen
11.5 mile per hour wind, 70s.
Wow. Yeah. So I was hoping you get Pitt in cold weather because, dude, that stadium is just an absolute dump. Like, you just lull yourself in there. I remember they took 2 or 3 from Wake Forest.
Said stadium's a dump.
Oh, it's a dump. They could be a good program. Get them a stadium.
All right, well, let's talk about a program that has a nice stadium, but they won't be at it this weekend. The Florida Gators travel to Tuscaloosa to take on the Alabama Crimson Tide, who really need a win in the SEC, coming off a series sweep for Kentucky. Alabama sits 0-3 in the SEC. Florida sweeps South Carolina 3-0. So kind of two trajectories, but Alabama, the short favorite here. I don't really know why. I think Florida, like you said in the text, I think it's Florida or pass. I cannot see Liam Peterson just completely falling apart. Tyler Fay is decent, sitting around that 252 Sierra, which is.
I couldn't figure out why our site likes Bama.
It's got to be either home field advantage or weighted runs created, because Liam Peterson's got the advantage.
Yeah.
Florida's got a slight advantage in weighted runs.
It's got to be the home field then. I don't know what it's being weighed. Florida, no bet.
But other than that,
this is a spot where this is going to tell you a lot about the Florida team, specifically Liam Peterson. He did it against Miami. The stat sheet looked good, but he kind of was struggling to throw consistent strikes. If you look at the pitch count, he's got to dominate everybody in this, in my opinion, to really gain confidence. And for me to sit there and say, okay, he can go on the road in the SEC and win. I'm not saying he can't do it. I gave him bulletin board material after week 1 when I said he's not a Friday guy, and he said, hold my beer. Hopefully he continues that as a Florida fan. And if I have to be the butt of the joke, that's fine if it brings a national title to Gainesville. But this is Florida or pass. It's minus 160. It's a little juice to Florida. I would play him in a parlay that you could get plus money if I'm being dead honest, because then we're talking about limiting here. But I do think Florida should win the series. I think Florida could sweep because Bama's on a 4-game losing streak. They just look lost.
That is something. You think Florida has – well, I think Florida does have the potential to sweep, but I also think Florida has the potential to just –
they could choke too. They could.
Maybe not swept, but I wonder when the last time Sully was swept in the SEC.
Well, I know in 2023, South Carolina did it.
No. Sooner than I thought.
Oh, no. Missouri swept them in 24. Yeah.
Always remember the bad ones.
Let's scroll up. We're actually flying on time. Let's scroll up and talk about your Arkansas Razorbacks, because that's an interesting series. Did you see who the site likes?
Yeah, I did.
It's interesting.
See the text I sent the group last night. Let me just
read
these notes. So the Hogs have won 5 consecutive regular season series against the Gamecocks from 2018, 21, 23, 24, and 25, including a road weekend series at Founder Park in 21 and 24. Arkansas has not lost a series played on the road in Columbia since being swept by South Carolina March of 2016 during SEC opening weekend. I'm going to be completely honest. Yes, we beat Mississippi State last weekend. And that was a good series win. But boy, that game 2 looked a lot like the Razorbacks.
Yeah.
And that I don't know which one you see. We saw Florida get no hit. I think Gunther he's
good.
Solid. I mean, you look, he's got a better Sierra than Gackle. I think this is going to be another Florida South Carolina type game through maybe 5-6 innings.
Yeah.
But then it's going to be kind of like game 3 with Mississippi State. It's all right, we're going to keep trotting arms out there and make you beat yourself, because that's the only reason Mississippi State lost game 3. They couldn't stop walking people. The bullpen depth was an issue. Arkansas's wasn't. So they just kept, they let a guy throw like 3 pitches and they took him out just to put somebody else in. And then ultimately Arkansas got away from it. I think
I can tell you the rotation.
You're going to see that style of play a lot for Arkansas. it worries me that South Carolina they've got, I would say they can hit the ball. They've
No,
got
they can.
pieces that can hit the ball. Talmadge,
They have like 2 dudes.
yeah, but
And the
I mean,
freshman.
that's really all that it takes is
Yeah.
Gackle walks 2 guys, and
Yeah.
then Arkansas goes down 3-0 because somebody hits a home run. Can they come back and score 4, 5, 6 runs?
Well, I can tell you the rotation. It's going to be Gunther, presumably pitching well. Then they're going to go to Alex Valentin. Do you remember the Texas State kid? He closed it against A&M last year.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be him, and he's going to be cocky on the mound and try to get in their heads. They almost got into Florida's heads. We almost had an ejection of Brennan Lawson because of it. And then they're going to go to Brandon Stone. Florida wasn't able to do anything until they got to Brandon Stone, and then they teed off. So they did hit Valentin later on Sunday. They murdered him. But that first, he's a lefty. He's a tough, he's got that swagger. If Arkansas can dot Gunther or him, they're going to win the game for sure.
So slight advantage, but both teams are very average at hitting.
You're not going to get a great crowd either by the South Carolinians.
They walk more people, which is good because that's how Arkansas is going to beat you. We're playing very much like a Kentucky Vanderbilt type of offense where
small ball, manufacture runs.
Small ball.
Yeah.
I think we're last in the SEC in slugging. Fielding, we're better in. Starting pitching.
They've lost 4 in a row. So
pretty comparable.
RPI,
strength of schedule. South Carolina's got a better strength of schedule. RPI is about the same. But first road test for Arkansas. They played some games in Arlington, but outside of that, they've gotten to play everything at Baum Walker. So this will be a test. TJ Pompey is swinging the bat a little bit better, which I thought he was a big piece that needed to catch fire if offense was going to be good. Camden Kojal's been playing shortstop. I mean, dude's just a ball player. He played second base, first base. Now he's playing short. Can Souza come back and get that shoulder strong enough to play short? I don't know. In my opinion, Nolan Souza looks like a natural shortstop. Brumbaugh's defense has been pretty good, but the offense is terrible.
Bold take.
Misses.
Arkansas sweeps. Palmineri gets relieved of duties.
Well, I didn't pick Arkansas to sweep. I did pick them to win the series
2-1
in Micah's deal because if you recall, in any of the SEC pick'ems last year, I think if I ever picked them to sweep, they lost the series. If I just picked them to win, they swept.
Yeah.
And if I picked against them, they would end up winning 2-1. So, which happened last week when I picked Mississippi State. So I'm going to keep that going. All right. The best game, in my opinion, tonight.
Easily.
Texas, Auburn, in Plainsman Park. Ruger Riojas versus Jake Marciano.
Gorgeous park, by the way.
Yeah, they've got like a little mini green monster.
Yeah, it's sick.
Like at Red Sox. It is a cool park. I like it a lot. I do think it's funny that the bullpen is down at the bottom, under the green monster, and it's got all the glass.
It's cool.
We're
gonna have to go down there. That would be a trip. Get the boys down. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Any Auburn fans that are watching, if y'all have any contacts to get us down to a Tigers game, that would be a fun trip to make.
Yeah.
Texas looks more impressive offensively. Jake Marciano and Ruger Riojas have both been solid. The bullpens have been solid. Auburn actually the better bullpen by about half a run. But
coming off a big win too.
You have Riojas, who's better by about a half a run than Jake Marciano. So this is going to be a very low scoring game. It's going to be what team can get the big hit about the 5th, 6th, 7th inning that pushes the starter out.
Yeah.
I feel like that team's probably going to win, which is crazy because you don't really think about that in college baseball. Like you're used to 7-8 type games going into the ninth. And I don't see that happening unless Texas just chases Marciano early and gets like 4 or 5 runs in the 3rd, 4th inning. I think this is going to stay low scoring.
Yeah, you do get some low scoring in the SEC for sure. You know who else turned it on, which is encouraging? So Bub Thorell's kind of flown under the radar this year. And then he had a hell of a game against Georgia Tech. I think he had a home run in that game as well, deep, dead center. That's who Auburn needs to step up and make a big hit, because I think you're right. These offenses, like, this is like you're heading into the 8th, 3-1, 4-2. Like, this is not a bloodbath.
Yeah. But we say that, and then, Marciano could get chased in the first, give up 4 runs, and then, like we saw last night with Cam Johnson, you'd never know. And then
Auburn needs this to stay a tight game.
The coach may say, you know what, I'm not going to throw our best reliever because we're going to save our pitchers and punt. And now Texas is up 12-1, and we have people in our comments saying, hey, good call on the under. Like, it happens. But
sure.
I do think this stays under.
How have we not had any comments? That's
6 or 7 innings. I know.
What are we doing?
Viewers, you guys, comment along.
Chime in. We got 155 of you. Chime in. Get this bullpen going.
Last one on the list. These
Very
two
interesting.
teams, I feel like every single weekend they've put up 20 runs at one point or another. Arizona State, Kansas State coming off like back-to-back Friday, Saturday blowout wins, and then they get blown out on Sunday. Pretty insane. Cole Carlone has been better. He's 163 Sierra versus James Guyette for Kansas State. But again, Kansas State offense has been mashing the ball. Both teams are over 134. It's going to be back and forth. I feel like a classic Big 12 baseball game here. Final score prediction 10-8, 10-9, something like that.
Yeah. These are two teams that preseason people really weren't saying we're going to win the Big 12. It was TCU by a long shot. Arizona was up there. But these two teams look to be the most consistent. They've played really good ball on the road and at home. Big test for Arizona State here against a quality Kansas State team. James Guyette's on the mound. He's looked really well. Cole Carlone's looked really good. Carlone, it was a tight game last weekend. I don't see that being the case this weekend. I think the bats go in Manhattan. This is an overplay for me. I don't know what the over is, but like if you catch like a 12.5, I think you take the over.
Yeah, it should be a lot of runs.
I think so.
All right. Anything else catching your eye this weekend?
Yes, there is.
What you got?
Southern Miss Troy. Troy, I think, is a little – I'm sorry. Southern Miss is slightly overpriced. I think they are a fantastic parlay piece. I said it on Jeff's show yesterday. Troy and Southern Miss don't have to play Coastal, which is a huge Coastal advantage, especially with the injuries. Southern Miss is obviously playing Troy, who's been inconsistent, but they're still a good team in the Sun Belt. You can't take them lightly. Southern Miss needs to not only win this series, but for a conference standing standpoint, they need to sweep. And there's no other way to it. They've got to gain some games against Coastal, who just swept App State, and then Southern Miss lost 1-2 to Louisiana. Southern Miss coming at home is probably going to be playing pissed off, motivated. This almost has a vibe of like playoff baseball for them. I love Southern Miss here. I think Warren Nolan had 7-2. Our site was like 7-3, 7-4. I want to see what you get them on the 8-4. I want to see what you get them on the run line, like a -2.5. I'm probably jumping on Southern Miss here because I think they mean business. Now, it is interesting. Colby Allen's not starting, though. Did you see that?
Yeah, it's Graydon Harris, who actually has been good.
He's just
Tommy Eaton's not been terrible, but you look, Southern Miss, I think, has the advantage in everything but fielding all the way up and down the board.
Tough place to play.
Yep.
I like a run line there.
There was one more out.
I'll give you a dog. Florida Atlantic is playing UTSA. UTSA is going on the road. Littman has pitched really well for Florida Atlantic. I'll just give it out. I played it free play, half unit, plus 160. They were as high as 180. Florida Atlantic's not a bad program from a pitching standpoint. UTSA has looked good at times, but now you're going on the road. Can you win there? Florida Atlantic looking for another good series win there. I think it's worth just a little sprinkle on the plus 160 at home, which with Littman on the mound. And I've seen a lot of love for Nebraska.
Yeah, I was about to say this series in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Nebraska, Michigan, good old baseball. That's what you think of when you think college baseball is
cold
Nebraska,
weather.
Michigan. Yeah, I want no part of it, but felt like we had to mention it. If anybody else doesn't have any questions.
Chat's quiet. Bullpen, listen, we're throwing a shutout. They don't need to. They're still sitting on the bench.
Come on. What do you want to talk about? I know there's a game out there.
I could see Pitt over. We touched on that, obviously. The problem is you're not getting a lot of these lines. West Virginia, another good parlay piece against BYU. Chance and Cole's on the mound. He's pitched pretty well. BYU's not that great of a team away from their magnificent park. West Virginia means business. Steve Sabins just followed me. Shout out, Coach. I need the Sunday. I guess it's the retro series. I don't know what they've called it. I know what the ones that were last night are the coal miner.
Series. I want the charcoal one.
Yeah. Steve, if you're listening, big fans of Mountaineer baseball. Guy used to be friends with, used to play for you when you were assistant. Good dude. Let's hook it up. We got to get on the Micah Butel hat train.
Okay, but listen, Cal. Can I talk myself into backing Cal Bears again? AJ Colorado, Oliver De La Torre. This is the site has it 5-7, 5-6.
What's the weather in Boston? It could be 40.
56,
50s,
57 degrees.
I don't know if I could fade Colorado at home from a West Coast team who just lost the midweek.
Cal has not looked great, but they did well early on in the season.
I mean, I think it's Boston College or nothing. Boston College is favored, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to take Cal as a dog, but I'm not. I'm not going to do it again.
Can't.
They just keep
popping
up there.
There's really no other good. I thought the lines were a little overpriced. I didn't even get a UConn line.
UConn just sticking around out west. They get a midweek win. Who did they play?
Here, you want an over? That's probably a lock. Just take the Purdue
Santa Clara. They played Santa Clara the other night. They played Cal the other night.
They beat Cal. Did they beat Santa Clara? I missed that.
Yeah, they did.
Okay. You want to over Purdue, Penn State. Penn State would probably give up a 400 batting average to you and I in a series. They just can't pitch. I've watched their games go over, and I've just sat on the sidelines like a little girl, not touched it. I think I'm going to touch it today as soon as we get lines. Purdue can hit. Penn State can't pitch. That's a recipe. But they can hit some. Now, Purdue's not going to shut you down. They're not throwing you a no-hitter.
It does worry me, Arkansas State catching a lot of good
on the road
here. Now they go on the road. They're a huge favorite. Laying minus.
Yeah, I stayed away.
I haven't watched a Georgia State game, but it would not surprise me if you tell me that Arkansas State drops the series to Georgia State after just a gutty win last weekend to knock off Southern Miss. And then I think it's April 10th, 11th weekend, Arkansas State hosts Coastal Carolina in Jonesboro. And I'm going to go to that. I'm going to go to that series, and that should be good because it could make for the deciding series of the Sun Belt.
For sure.
Should be very good. Arkansas State's been really good. I really hope they don't drop it because I really think it's good when the Sun Belt has a lot of good teams in it. They shouldn't drop to 11-11 Georgia State, but again, it's tough to go on the road in college baseball and get a series win. And I feel like that's kind of what you have to do as a mid-major every single week. So we'll see if Arkansas State is good enough to do that.
Did we get a confirmed Virginia Tech starter? Is it going to be Ethan Krebs or Cribs?
Grimm,
yeah, close. Or are they going to go back to Brett Renfro?
I haven't confirmed that. Yeah, I'm going to get off. Once we get off the show, I'll get on and
I haven't seen, but if that's Watch out for that because I think Duke's laying minus 210, if I'm not mistaken. Now,
Yeah.
if it's Grimm, I could see why. I mean, I don't know if they should lay that, but I could see Duke winning, but definitely not Renfro if he's pitching. I'm pulling it up right now just to end the show. They don't.
It's not like Renfro's been just crazy good, though.
No, but he's a hell of a lot better than Ethan Grimm.
It flips barely. Everybody saw that. Hopefully, he's watching. When I changed it to Brett Renfro, it barely ticked
The
up.
point being is if Renfro's pitching, it's worth on a value standpoint to take Virginia Tech at home as a dog.
As a dog.
But what are you showing as your line? I mean, I'm pretty sure Duke was minus 210.
Oh, yeah, they were.
So,
okay. Yeah.
I think Duke should be laying that.
No, I had it reversed in my mind. I was thinking Virginia Tech was the favorite.
No, that's what I'm saying. To me, it would be Virginia Tech with Renfro or no.
Yeah, that's a big discrepancy there.
Other than that, I think I have no other games.
Mercer continues to absolutely rake. Shout out Ben Upton. Good job. Your Bears are good. Tennessee, Missouri.
Tennessee's rolling.
I think Missouri played their absolute best series they could play in the SEC last weekend, and it still wasn't good enough to get a win.
Yeah. Now you go on the road.
Auburn's very good. Now you go on the road.
But you got a Tennessee team that's probably feeling pretty good about last weekend, even though they lost the series.
Yep. Baylor, Oklahoma State.
Stay away. Two up and down teams. Can't get a read. TCU can't get a read. UCF's look good at times. TCU I talk a lot with the Lupton Beer guys. Shout out to them. Great guys over there in Fort Worth. You never know what Kirk Sarlow's team's going to show up. Some days they look prepared, and some days they look like they're showing up to a party, just free living. And I don't know.
I saw a stat that like every year Kirk Sarlos has coached at TCU, they've started in like top 10, top 15, and then it shows where they ended each year. And somebody commented and like, so we underachieve every year. Great.
Weren't they a 2 seed? They were the 2 seed in Fayetteville when they went.
Yeah, I think.
Like they weren't a great team then. They just caught fire.
Yeah, so maybe they do their best work when they don't have expectations.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That's going to be a good series. I didn't catch a line for it, but I would actually watch the Charlotte Wichita State. It's probably good baseball.
Yeah, Charlotte even money. Northwestern, the people that knocked off Southern Cal from being undefeated, go to Oregon. I think we're about to see in the Big Ten like just how good Oregon, USC, UCLA
You're going to see the Pac-3.
Yeah, the Pac-3.
I like it. Your tweet went pretty good there.
Yeah, it would be nice if we just had a West Coast conference.
Oh, there's one right there. I totally missed. It'll be the one I end the card on. Mississippi State sweeps Vanderbilt.
I think so too. It's why I didn't even put it on the lineup. To me, it's not a top 10 series. Yeah, I think Mississippi State, Brian O'Connor's first SEC home series. Duty Noble's going to be rocking.
McPherson's looked really good.
Yeah, that whole pitching staff looked really good against Arkansas. And
Valencia Saturday.
I think Vanderbilt just took advantage of a messy game against LSU. I don't think either team is particularly great, but
I don't think either team tried to win it.
Yeah, it was more like which one doesn't want to lose, and all they thought about was don't lose, don't lose, don't lose. And kind of like what happened to Oklahoma last night.
Yep, I agree, 100%.
Oregon State, UC Irvine. This probably would have been a bigger series, but UC Irvine just has really crapped the bed here lately. Dax Whitney should shove tonight. I know UC Irvine has a good
no offense
with Hansen and Ojeda, but yeah, I was about to say you look at the offenses.
72,
72 in weighted runs created. Oregon State kind of climbing back up into that average range, but Oregon State should roll there Texas Tech, another team that I've kind of paid attention to lately because they've been smashing the ball. This offense is a lot of fun, but now they go to Tucson. We'll see if they can take that offensive showcase on the road. I think they do. Arizona's pitching staff hasn't looked as good as
I don't know if they're going to hit Krankowski, though, tonight.
Yeah,
you're going to have to wait for the bullpen.
And, Texas Tech is never going to have a great pitching staff. Arizona plus 120. Can I interest you in that?
You could. Listen, if vibes are flowing, what time is that, 9 o'clock? Listen, if the bets are hitting in college basketball and my slate's looking good, I might dabble. That might be like we're ordering dessert. We're full, but we always got room for the house dessert. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Get
6 compliments. You're not going to turn it down. You're not going to be rude.
I wonder what the run line is going to be on.
Dude, it's going to be like 5.5. They win 5-0 and you lose that bet. Like that's a total stay away.
Yeah, USC is about to just start being so overpriced.
They're $5.50 right now.
Yeah. Just a few weeks ago when they were playing, who was it? Not Hawaii. Is it Hawaii? Nope. Cal Poly. They were like minus 220. That was playable. You could do that. Now, nope. Going to be way too high.
Yeah.
But, all right, we're closing in on that 50-minute mark. We're about 45 minutes from tip-off for college basketball. So, thanks for joining us. Wish you guys would have commented a little bit more, given us some more coverage to talk about. But for Q and myself, we appreciate you being here. Go watch some basketball. We got a full day of baseball as well. Enjoy it. Until next week. Thanks.